On the morning of April 12, 1945, the United States of America woke up believing it was still the same nation it had been the night before. Factories opened. Radio spoke of hope. Soldiers overseas wrote letters home, counting the days until peace. But that morning, something had already ended. Franklin Delano Roosevelt was dead. And with his death, the most dangerous secret in human history passed silently into the hands of a man who had never been told it existed. Harry S. Truman became President of the United States without knowing that his country already possessed the power to destroy civilization itself. Truman had been Vice President for only 82 days. 82 days of ceremonial handshakes and polite smiles. He had not been trusted with the truth. Then, suddenly, he stood in the Oval Office, unprepared for the weight history was about to place on his shoulders. That same day, Secretary of War Henry Stimson requested a private meeting. He spoke carefully, slowly. "Mr. President," he said, "there is a matter of the highest urgency, something you were never informed about." Truman listened. "We are developing a weapon unlike anything the world has ever seen. One bomb capable of destroying an entire city." For a moment, Truman could not believe what he was hearing. But it was real, and it was already built. 3 years earlier, the United States government had made a decision that temporarily abandoned the very principles it claimed to defend. Congress was not consulted. The public was not informed. Even many military leaders were kept in the dark. Billions of dollars disappeared into a project that officially did not exist. Across the deserts of New Mexico, Tennessee, and Washington state, secret facilities rose behind armed fences. Entire towns appeared overnight, then vanished from maps. The project was called the Manhattan Engineer District. History would remember it as the Manhattan Project. At the heart of it all stood a man who did not look like a conqueror. J. Robert Oppenheimer. Thin, restless, brilliant. He understood something few humans ever had. The atom could be split, and once it was, there would be no return. At Los Alamos, the world's greatest scientific minds worked day and night, racing against an enemy they were no longer sure existed. Germany had surrendered. Hitler was gone, but the bomb remained. Inside the secret city, doubt began to grow. Some scientists wanted a demonstration. Others believed only destruction would force surrender. A few hoped the weapon would never be used. Oppenheimer listened in silence. He knew the truth. Once the bomb was used, it would not belong to America anymore. It would belong to the world.
Meanwhile, Japan continued to fight. Intercepted messages revealed a nation preparing for total resistance. Civilians trained with spears. Children were taught that surrender was worse than death. American generals prepared plans for invasion. The numbers were horrifying. Hundreds of thousands of American soldiers dead, possibly millions of Japanese civilians. Truman read the reports again and again. There was no good choice, only responsibility. On July 16, 1945, in the New Mexican desert, the world crossed an invisible line. Before dawn, men waited in silence. At 5:29 a.m., the sky exploded. A light brighter than the sun rose from the earth. The shockwave knocked men to the ground. Some cheered, some cried. One man whispered ancient words. "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." The atomic age had begun. Japan was warned. The warning was ignored. On August 6th, A bomber named Enola Gay flew toward Hiroshima. Below, the city awoke to a normal morning. At 8:15 a.m., the bomb fell. In an instant, Hiroshima ceased to exist as a city. People were vaporized. Shadows burned into stone. Survivors suffered injuries no doctor had ever seen before. 3 days later, Nagasaki was struck. Then, finally, the emperor spoke. Japan surrendered. World War II was over. America celebrated, but the world had changed forever. The bomb had ended the war. It had also rewritten the meaning of power. The Soviet Union understood immediately. Spies moved, secrets leaked. By 1949, another bomb exploded, then another, and another. The arms race had begun. Children practiced duck and cover drills. Cities built shelters. Generals planned wars that could never be fought. America told itself the bomb was necessary, that it saved lives. Maybe it did, but it also proved something terrifying. Human intelligence had outpaced human wisdom. And once that line was crossed, there was no going back. This is not just the story of a bomb. It is the story of the moment America learned it could end the world and would have to live forever knowing that it could.